A Script Peripherals Subjective Experience. Today I'm recording an unboxing for you. This is the Black Diamond 75 RT from Lumo. It's said to be the most stylish magnetic accord among mass-produced accumulators so far. Let's unbox it together. First of all, the texture is really great. And let me tell you, this box is especially heavy. Both hands have a bit of a hard time to hold the terminals. Okay, so now let's unbox it. The cardboard is indeed made very thick, giving a very expensive impression. What caught my eye was a foam pad. Here are some commonly used ones, some buttons to adjust the lighting and so on. Let's unveil it. Alright, you can see the main body of this keyboard. It seems to be just that keyboard body. Then bring a very short hand rest. Alright, these are 3 replacement shafts. Here is a woven thread. It also supports 8K, so let's take out the keyboard. Oh wow, that's so heavy. After taking it out, let's measure it. How much does the OK3123G weigh and over 3,000 grams? Alright, everyone knows that its weight is indeed substantial. That version is quite plain, but it's quite sticky and sweaty. You can see I just touched it. Look, sweat on your hands is already on the surface. It's a rather simple black aluminum panel, but the texture is still on point. Now let me share my usage over the past week. First, let's talk about the texture of mass-produced magnetic switches. Tianhua Bao really is no joke. Numiao is also one of the more high-end brands among mass-produced keyboards. Its overall texture is clearly a notch above the others. As for the feel, just listen a bit and you'll see. Can almost rival a mechanical switch. The overall appearance is basically a Furious Cat style. Very cyberpunk, but personally I think this hand rest is rather small, and it's not very user-friendly for Chinese users, so soon you'll leave the Chinese characters. Winter might still be quite cold. At first, I thought this hand rest was detachable. After all, some of the screws on the side are exposed, and later you realize they don't work. I don't really like this one. The main shell of the keyboard is made of transparent material. The atmosphere is truly strong. You can directly see some of the filling structures inside. Speaking of structure, this time, the Rode Surface also uses cutting-edge technology. As everyone knows, the Hall characteristics of magnetic switch keyboards mean that if you make a soft and elastic structure, this easily causes the magnetic shaft's trigger to become unstable. Therefore, magnetic shafts basically do not have a soft elastic structure. This leads to a poor feel in hand. Nuomio uses a custom snap-fit magnetic switch on the switch this time. The positioning on the PCB is extremely secure. Deformation caused by pressing. This also prevents displacement between the switch and the PCB. Of course, only the switch body changes, so there is definitely some probability error. Nuomio also applied a reinforcement measure to the switches. You can see a clear plastic ring on both sides of the switch. Combining both, the flexible elastic structure ensures the stability of the magnetic shaft. It can be said to be a matter of texture and performance. I want the feel of everything. The switch also comes standard with a Hall shaft because of those cutting-edge tech gadgets mentioned earlier. So the official recommendation is not to replace switches yourself. After switching switches, the stability cannot be guaranteed to match that of Hall switches. But with this feel, why bother switching switches? The Great Sword and the regular sword have a slightly different shaft. The regular ship is just a green Hall shaft. The big ship has a pink and white switch. The official statement is that this is to make the big ship feel more even. Indeed, the overall tuning of this large ship is also outstanding. Next, let's listen to the sound of the magnetic shaft sealing. The sound feel is just a top-tier experience. Of course, everyone has probably heard of the N button. There was a slight rustling sound. This is also a minor issue. Retesting the version, the switches are not uniformly smooth, but they come with 3 replacement switches included. This is not a big problem. Overall, the lighting effects are quite good. After all, the top shell is also transparent, but it still has a small drawback. I'm sure everyone has seen it after watching for a long time. Actually, there is a small light leakage, but it's not a big problem. Let's take a look at this lighting effect. Now let's take a look at the driver and conduct some performance tests. Currently, we won't discuss this driver. This retested driver is just a pile of Namion. They were also working overtime. A web driver is already being developed. About the launch time, it should be after October. Hopefully, it can reach the level of Nufi's web-driven engine. Currently, the driver also supports tuning up to 0.12. Based on my own hands-on experience, even the official statement says it's a display issue. Actually, it supports up to 0.04, but when I use it, it doesn't feel like a 0.1 RT at all. So let's test the stability of the switch using a 0.04 method. Alright, first up is a normal mobile test. For example, you can move a normal terminal key. Present, it seems there are no major issues. Check out X. So far, it seems normal use is fine. Then let's use it a bit more aggressively. For example, hold down W. Then this is a mistaken Q swaying back and forth left and right. W is fine, who? There was no problem anymore. Then there are no issues with the S either. And then I accidentally touched U again. Then I randomly put one to try. Currently, with a 0.04 RT accuracy used normally and with aggressive use, there were no major issues. You can see the overall stability of the keyboard. And the contact loss is quite good. But there are still a few remaining drawbacks that I definitely want to mention. One important feature is the footrest, which is definitely my desk's issue. Because everyone knows this keyboard weighs over 3,000 grams, so 4 legs support it. If your desk is even slightly uneven, there will always be a bit of a seesaw. My desk uses so many magnetic switches or mechanical keys. I haven't encountered this problem before, but using the logo does. If the table is uneven, this situation will also be used. I still feel quite uncomfortable. Another point is a small screw inside, which seems a bit untightened. After reporting back to the official team, the official explanation is that because of the retested version, the factory staff are hesitant to twist it too tight. This is all forgivable. After all, retesting only gives you 14 days of no questions. It's also a great step for the official team to collect questions. So many of these questions, almost all new word fixes can be fixed after the first release. So there's no need to worry too much. The WebDriver may be relatively slow. Now, here's an overall recommendation for the keyboard's build quality and feel. I think it's a feel level that fully justifies the 2,000 yuan price. And if your budget is large, of course you can choose it. For performance enthusiasts, it currently only supports 0.04. If you're not a magic needle, the party is definitely more than enough. No firmware updates are needed, and accuracy should continue to improve. Of course, if you're the vice brother, then feel free to do as you please. Bro, let's just have some fun. Okay? I'm also a poor guy, so there are indeed quite a few issues with the heavy strategy. I also reported everything to the official team. This is the heavy strategy keyboard. I struggled with it for a long time. Its feel and texture are truly irresistible. But if I stay, I have to accept so many of his problems. Maybe I'll still choose the 14-day no-reason option later. After the new model launches, I'll buy another batch to see how the quality control improves. Okay, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to support us. See you next time.